Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring a beautiful corner of the Yorkshire Wolds, starting here at Kiplingcotes station. From Kiplingcotes we'll climb up to Arras Hill to join the Yorkshire Wolds Way, taking in some spectacular views along the way. Then we'll follow the Hudson Way past the historic St Helen's Well, circle the charming village of Goodmanham, and finally return to Kiplingcotes along the old railway path that forms the Hudson Way. It's a walk full of history, stunning scenery and peaceful countryside. So grab your boots and let's hit the trail. Let's walk down off the embankment and see the bridge over the road. Obviously disused by the railway now, being closed in the 1960s, part of the beaching cuts, but still used to this day as footpath and cycleway. We'll be walking back along the top of that on our return to the car. You can see today this whole area is crisscrossed with footpaths and cycleways, but we're going to be heading out into the sunshine. Now then, YouTube, out about in the Yorkshire Wolds today. Fairly low lying today because it's middle of winter, still the middle of January. There's frost, there's ice on the ground, so nice gentle low level walk, walking up the hill to the top of Arras Hill, almost to where the road I'm walking on now meets the A1079 Yorkshire Hill Road. From there, follow the Wolds Way back down to the old railway line, follow the line towards Market Wheaton, past St Helen's Well, and where it meets the old Market Wheaton to Driffield line. We'll turn up towards Driffield but cut off, skirting through Goodmanham, then back down to the railway line and back, last 2 miles back to the car. Look across the Wolds, you see the rolling hillsides and the valley in the distance that we just walked out of, and the frosty road. But now we're going to continue up the hill. As we leave the noise of Arras Hill Farm behind us, we take the frosty path and we start our descent. Well then, doing well. Lots of cyclists, lots of walkers. Everybody's out and about today. I'm going to have a think about what I'm wearing, because the weather first thing this morning was so cold, and it still is. It's barely above freezing. I've got some thick lined walking trousers on, merino base layer, a mid layer, and this down jacket. And after climbing the hill and walking down the other side, I'm feeling very warm. Once I get into the bottom, I'm going to be out of any kind of wind or exposure, so we need to think about taking some layers off. As we continue to follow the Yorkshire Wolds Way down the hill, we can see it snaking off into the distance, and the shadows of the hedge keeping the ground frozen. But this is the Hudson Way. As I mentioned before, named after the railway king, George Hudson. Built lines all across the north of England, using barely a penny of his own money, and he built this line, linking York and Beverley and eventually Hull. So if you're doing the Wolds Way, you should be well into your second day by now. If you stopped at South Cave, then you're planning on stopping in Market Wheaton. This will be the route that you're taking, straight down the old railway line, following the Hudson Way, and this will take you straight into Market Wheaton. If you're camping, first night you probably would have camped up near High Hunsley or down towards Sancton, so you'd be looking for a late breakfast. You'd have taken the other fork of the Wolds Way to go around the northern edge of Market Wheaton, late breakfast at Wolds Way Cafe on the Driffield Road, and you'll be carrying on to hopefully get as far as Millington to camp there for the night.
St Helen's Well, dedicated to the wife of Roman Emperor Constantius and mother of his successor Constantine. The well is believed to have been used as a sacred water source by ancient Britons and Romans. The waters from this well were long believed to contain healing properties, and as a result drew pilgrims from far and wide seeking cures for ailments. Today, St Helen's Well is a peaceful spot surrounded by countryside, a place where history, legend and nature converge. It's a hidden gem for those exploring Yorkshire's spiritual and historic landmarks.
So this is where we leave the Hudson Way for now. It continues up into Market Wheaton, but we cut off following this public footpath, which joins what was the railway to Driffield. For over 100 years, Market Wheaton was a major railway junction. It was a point where the York to Beverley line met the railway line that went from Selby all the way up to Driffield and extended in both directions from Selby to Leeds and from Driffield out to the coast at Bridlington. Both lines were closed in the 1960s. So here we are back atop the embankment. Walking through the trees. And see the path snaking through these trees. We're walking towards Driffield right now, but at some point soon we're going to cut around the northern edge of Goodmanham and back onto the other railway, the one that goes to Beverley and the one that will take us back to where we parked the car at Kiplingcotes. So as we come down off the railway track and follow that trail which goes up into the village of Goodmanham. And Goodmanham Church. Supposedly people have been worshipping on this site since pagan times, and this is a very early Christian church. So here we are back on the Hudson Way. We see steam condensation rising in the valley down there, sun glistening through it, frost melting off the trees, and birds singing. There's blue tits and robins. And we look up That's where we've got to go. Just 2 miles back to the car. Walking back along the Hudson Way, named after George Hudson, otherwise known as the Railway King. For many years he was disgraced because it was found that he basically built his railways using other people's money. So he sold shares in his railways, and he used some of that money to actually build the railways. But a significant amount of that money he just used to pay dividends on to other shareholders, which made the investments look more valuable than they actually were. So future shares he was able to sell at inflated price, basically overvaluing his company. Eventually it was found out, people wanted their money back, so the scheme was rumbled. He was bankrupted, he was banished from the city of York, which had been the capital of his railway empire. So just walking back, the whole walk is about 8 miles. You don't have to have a car to get yourself out into the countryside to enjoy this walk. There's a regular bus service, runs from Hull to York, and obviously from York to Hull. You can get off at Market Wheaton, or the bus also goes up to the top of Arras Hill, just on the Beverley side of Market Wheaton. You can get off there. There's lots of ways to actually get out and enjoy the countryside. If you want to start the walk in Market Wheaton, there's lots of pubs and cafes and restaurants for refreshments. Or otherwise you could stop off in Goodmanham Arms. They've got lots of really good reviews for their food and their beers. The one thing that their website does say is if you want Sunday lunch there, you're best off booking. So I generally reckon if a place is busy and you have to book, it might be quite good. So here we are at Kiplingcotes Nature Reserve. Old chalk pit. Lots of wildflowers in summer, and you see in the distance down towards the bottom with their black wool and their little horns, Hebridean sheep. So as we get back to towards Kiplingcote station, last thing I've got to tell you is about the station itself, which is out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Makes you think, who would actually catch a train there? Well, turns out when old George Hudson, His Majesty Railway King, was buying up land to actually build this railway, he went to the Lord of the Manor and said, need to buy some land to build my railway over the Wolds to Hull. This is where I want it. And Lord of the Manor says, nah, not having that, mate. If you want to build a railway, you'll build me a railway station as well. So George Hudson, Railway King, had to build the Lord of the Manor his own railway station, which is at Kiplingcotes. So as we look down, looking down to where we were at the start of the walk this morning, when we looked up at the bridge, we've come full circle. We've done just over 8 miles, heading back to the car now. In fact, I can see the car in the distance. So I'm going to sign off here. If you've liked what you've seen today, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see some more, be some choices coming up at the end of here. But if you hit subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get notifications every time I drop new videos. Generally drop my videos at the end of each week. So I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. So take care, and I'll catch you later.
which made the shares look more value than they actually were. Oh, there's a robin down there. Hello, Robert. I think he's used to being fed.